Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to the Daily West Ham. Welcome to Falls from Iron. I am Gatesy, your host. Please don't forget, guys, to drop a like on the stream. It really does help the channel out tremendously. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that bell icon to be notified of any new content we upload to the channel, such as this. Please also don't forget the campaign to help Isla Kate and her family out is still ongoing. The information on this banner is in the description below YouTube and Facebook. Please copy and paste it, put it onto your social media platforms with a little note that there's a 6-year-old girl that's very poorly at the minute. She needs treatment and all the rest of it that pertains to it, the situation. No donation is too small. Give generously, and I thank you very much indeed for your contribution and time as always. So I just want to discuss the news that broke yesterday that Michail Antonio has pulled out of the Jamaican national squad for the October internationals. Now, obviously, from a West Ham point of view, I think it's fairly safe to say that that's probably news that most of us welcome. The statement was released yesterday, and Michail Antonio said, quotes, "I can confirm that, unfortunately, I will not be joining up with the Jamaica national squad for the World Cup qualifying matches this week. Myself, West Ham United and Jamaica have all agreed that, given the logistical and travel difficulties involved at present, it is better for me to remain with the club in London at this time. I remain fully committed to Jamaica and look forward to representing my country in the future." Now, just to give you a little bit of information on how the qualification process has gone for Jamaica, they've played 3 fixtures. It's an 8-country group in the CONCACAF region, and the top 3 go through to the World Cup automatically. The 4th team goes into like a playoff round where there are other teams from various other confederations involved, and they could get through that way. So 4th would potentially still be a route through. And at the minute, unfortunately, Jamaica are rock bottom. They're 8th. They've played 3 matches, 1 point, a -4 goal difference. So it's not looking good at the minute, but there's still another 11 fixtures, so things can turn around. Joining me to discuss it from a West Ham point of view, I have a very special guest who's very kindly agreed to give up his time and help the channel out with this particular stream. And here he is, waiting in the wings. Titch, how are you, my friend?
I'm very well. I thought you forgot about me. I'm very well. Thank you. I'm joking. No, I'm good. Thank you, Gatesy.
Good to hear. Good to hear.
Pleasure to be on your great channel as always. So yeah, man, it's good.
We love having you on, mate. You know that. So obviously, from a West Ham point of view, Titch, this is fantastic news, isn't it?
This is, it's the best possible news we could have received. It's a surprise to me, especially as obviously Antonio's changed alliances recently. He's made his debut.
Yep.
And it was very unexpected, but, very much needed for West Ham because, even going back to the Brentford game, which was obviously the other day, I think that the squad is obviously naturally going to be stretched, especially being in Europe. So having Antonio travel all that way and potentially playing in 3 games would have been, the state we're in at the minute, and I think we are in a bit of a state in regards to fatigue and fitness and stuff, that would have made it probably twice as bad, seeing as he is our only sort of out-and-out striker. So that's wonderful news. It's like I said, it's very unexpected because I thought he would be there. I don't know the logistics as in, the red zones, and I thought he would play, 1 or 2 games and maybe miss 1. The fact that he's missing 3 is the best news West Ham fans could. Did you just cough?
I did.
No, because I didn't hear any. I thought, oh, maybe he's
I muted it. I could feel it coming.
Oh, sorry. And yeah, the fact that he will stay in London, he might do some light training and just keep up his fitness and that, but not have the travel, not have the games and that. We should see a very hungry and a very fresh Michail Antonio for Everton away. So I'm over the moon. And I would imagine that, that is echoed by every single West Ham fan.
One particular narrative that it might be that some people would put forward from the other side of the fence might be that surely the logistical and travel difficulties that are involved at present, as the quote goes, were the same as the logistical and travel difficulties more or less when in March of this year, Michail Antonio decided to switch his allegiances. So given that, what fundamentally has changed, would you think?
I mean, in your intro, you said that, it was collectively, the statement was Antonio, West Ham and Jamaica.
Correct.
So that would imply that, everybody agrees with this decision. The fact that the Jamaican FA have come out and almost not enhanced, but they've sort of confirmed, yes, it's a mutual agreement and that. I really can't see any issue. Like, you understand, if all parties have come out and they're all in sync in what they're saying, then it is what it is. Do you understand? Like I said, it's very unexpected, but for some reason, yeah.
I myself, I mean, this is, this is a quote that's attributed to Michail Antonio. I haven't heard that Jamaica have come out and said, yes, we agree with it. I haven't heard that they've come out and said, no, they don't. I believe, I've not seen anything to the contrary from Jamaica. There's not been anything out there that I've seen. You're right. It does say that the statement that Michail Antonio has made says all three parties have agreed it, but
he put that out.
Yeah, that's a statement from him, and there is sort of like, it does raise the question. Okay, but why was it not Jamaica that announced that Michail Antonio had pulled out rather than the player himself? I'm just putting that out there. I don't really know too much more than the statement, to be fair, Titch.
I mean, going back to your first question, that makes every sense. Is that obviously once he switched alliances to Jamaica, he would have known, everybody would have known the logistics, West Ham included, as to who they're playing, when they're playing them, and where they're playing them. So the fact that he's not playing in any of the games is, there must be something, underlying that we are not hearing, especially from the Jamaican Football Federation.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, is they've taken him on, and now he's sort of, has he played just one game for them?
Yeah, one game. He lasted 70 minutes on debut, which was a 3-0 defeat at home to Panama.
Right. And after that, he hasn't played, obviously.
No.
And that was a qualifier. So he's now, that's it. You've committed to them fully now.
Yes.
And then in the very...
Rice.
Yeah. And then in the next chance that you get to represent Jamaica, obviously he's not going. And they kind of need him right about now if they're sitting bottom of 8, which is a very precarious position for them. So it will be interesting to hear the Jamaican point of view, I would say, because they won't be happy. I don't think they'll be happy. But like I said, from a West Ham perspective, you can see the shirt there. Where are we? There, and you can see my boy right there. Bow. We are happy over the moon. Yeah, so it's very happy days, man. Like, it's a blessing, and it will benefit West Ham 100%.
Good. Well, Titch, I'm going to say thank you very much, because I've obviously got another guest that I want to bring in who's might have a slightly different point of view to give.
Okay, so is that it? I'm done, yeah?
I'm afraid you're done for now.
Okay, nice one, Gatesy.
Okay, thanks for your time, Titch.
See you later.
So that was Titch's giving the West Ham perspective on things, and I thank him very much for that. Of course, fair and balanced, we need to give both sides of the argument. So I've got in to give a Jamaican point of view, Titch from Hammers Fans United.
What?
So Titch, talk to me from a Jamaican perspective. I guess you've probably got a slightly different take on that from Titch, the West Ham fan.
Yeah, 100%. You might hear me, drop a little patois now and again.
Fire away.
Jamaican accent. But so from a Jamaican point of view, I think he disrespected us. Yeah, he's fully disrespected us Jamaicans. Jamaican people, we like to call British-born Jamaicans British boy. And we accepted the British boy, and then them diss us. The fact that, he's played one game for us. England didn't give him a chance. We gave him a chance. We've done all the paperwork. We've done all the legal side of things. Ultimately, we have to drop someone to accommodate him. He made his debut for us, and now he's dissing us. He's dissing the country, and I see it as total disrespect to Jamaica.
In the statement that Michail Antonio put out, and he's obviously said that himself, the club, and the national team are all in agreement. I personally have not, as I said to Titch, the West Ham fan, I've not seen anything from Jamaica either corroborating or dismissing that statement. So it's a little bit difficult to say what the Jamaican Football Federation think of it all. But as I said previously, the logistical and travel difficulties involved at present, from where I'm sitting, don't seem to be fundamentally much different from the difficulties and logistical issues that were involved when he pledged his allegiances to Jamaica in March. Or am I being unfair in that assessment, do you think?
No, you're being spot on. Previously Jamaica, we went through a period of picking, Jamaican-based players because we felt that they represented the country, better than the people that were English born.
Right.
Things have changed, obviously, because we want to, improve the standard. But it's situations like this that makes people in Jamaica very unhappy, and this is how you get, division in the squad and things like that. Is because this guy, obviously, he must think he's bigger than us as a country. And he knew about the travel arrangements. He knew about the commitments. And I feel that the way Jamaica sort of stalled on the signing, I still think they was, arm and ahhing whether he's fully committed. I think they knew that he had aspirations to play for England. And there was a delay, if you remember. There was actually a delay in him actually making his debut. So through all, we've done all of that. And now it's like a slap in the face almost. And from a Jamaican point of view, I'm telling you now, from a Jamaican mentality, don't be surprised if you don't see Michail Antonio play for Jamaica again.
That's actually what I was going to go on to say. Do you think that if there's a little bit more than this statement seems to allude to, that this may be the last time that you see Jamaica going anywhere near Michail Antonio and vice versa?
Okay, put it this way. When he was registered and it's all done, and he didn't play in there. I think they had 2 games and he didn't play. I said to someone, I know what Jamaicans are like in regards to mentality, right? They're very cut off your nose to spite your face. And when he didn't get selected for those 2 games, I think there might have been friendlies. I said then, this is Jamaica doing what Jamaican people do, is, they're letting you know, like, you understand, don't play with us. Then obviously he made his debut in the Panama game, which now ties him to Jamaica, right? Yeah. So now in my eyes, they hold the cards because you can't represent no one else now. The fact that he's done this, like I said, is from a Jamaican mentality point of view, I wouldn't be surprised if you never ever see Michail Antonio wear a Jamaican shirt again. And they've got 3 qualifying games coming up?
There's 3 qualifiers at the minute in this particular round. You've got an away tie in the USA, a home tie against Canada, and an away tie in Honduras.
Right. So they're going to lose to USA. Possibly they're going to lose to Canada, and Honduras. I know, if they turn up, probably lose to them. Now, let's just say, like, I don't want that, but I'm saying if they lose all of those games, they're not going to the World Cup. So why are you going to pick Michail Antonio for the remaining World Cup qualifiers? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So unless they win, unless they pick up 7 points in these qualifiers, then if they lose them all or maybe pick up a point, like I said, that would further enhance what I'm thinking, that you ain't going to see him. And that's going to be like almost criminal. And, it's career suicide, I think. I think that's exactly what it is. You should have made yourself available. You should have had something in play where you play at least 1 game or 1.5 games, and you explain your injury record and why it's, why you're sort of putting these measures in place and work something out. The fact that he's not going for any of their games in these World Cup qualifiers where they need him speaks volumes. And I'll say it again, don't be surprised if you don't see him play any more international football.
I've heard the argument put forward, and I'm not saying I agree with it or otherwise, but do you think that, given that Jamaica refined themselves rock bottom 1 point after 3 matches and a -4 goal difference, Do you think that had any impact on the decision that he's made? In other words, if they were doing better, do you think that maybe he'd have made more of an effort? Or am I...
Yes. No, you're bang on the money. I'm glad you said that, because I think that's exactly what it is. What did you say? They got 1 point?
1 point, -4 goal difference, 3 matches played.
So he's looked at it, and this is the thing that, like I said, his commitment, I don't think, was ever fully there. Because if we change the narrative, Gatesy, and we say England are playing pointless friendly in the furthest part of the earth that they could go to, and he was called up and not representing Jamaica, would he go? I feel he would go to represent England. So his heart is with England. It's not with Jamaica. Obviously, his parents are both Jamaican, his grandparents, but he was born in England. And I don't think, as a Jamaican, that his heart was ever in it. And I'm not sure of the actual amount of, full Jamaicans in that squad. And I can tell you this from a Jamaican point of view. Michail Antonio is very English. Do you understand? Like his mannerisms and just the way he is. He's very English. Like, and I don't mean prim and proper. I just mean he's very English. He also might have went there, and he might have felt a little out of place or a little uncomfortable. So, and the fact that they've got 1 point, the fact that they're probably not going to qualify, I think all of these is accumulated into his decision. And I don't think you're going to see him playing for Jamaica again.
One other thing that jumped out at me when I was reading up about his debut cap and solitary cap thus far was that the pitch was described as a hard and dry pitch. Again, do you think that's had any impact? Do you think he's gone over there and been shocked by the conditions that he's being asked to play in, and do you think that he's sort of like thought about that? And obviously we know the hamstring issues that he's had. Do you think that maybe he's looked at that and gone, I'm not too sure I've made the right call here?
Right. So when I said he's a British boy, that's what I mean. He's used to the finer things and the carpet pictures, and you can see the stadium behind me. He's gone there, and I think once again your question is very much on the money. Is that he's looked at that, and like I said, he's English, as in like the pictures and the treatment and all of that. And now he's gone there, and it's a complete 180 to what he's used to. And as always, for the last, I don't know how many years since he's been at West Ham, especially in the top division, that is a big step down. And
bit of a culture shock.
If you feel like, you're up here, sometimes it's hard to, and your heart has to be in it. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And I don't think his heart's in it that much to go and play on this pitch behind me. You understand what I'm saying to you? And all that travel and all these games where there ain't much crowd and so I just think that it was a reality check, a culture shock, and he's done. He's done.
Right.
For Jamaica.
Wow.
Unfortunately. Well, I won't say unfortunately because sorry.
So that was Titch, the Jamaican national team supporter, giving his point of view on Michail Antonio pulling out of the Jamaican national squad ahead of their World Cup qualifying matches in October. Prior to that, we obviously had Titch, the West Ham fan, giving a completely different perspective on that. So guys, what do you think? There is a comment section below. Please get stuck into it. Please don't also forget to stuck into the campaign to help Isla Caton and her family. You've got the Just Giving link there, so you can make donations as you please. But as a very minimum, could you please copy and paste this information, which is in the description below, YouTube and Facebook. Put this onto your social media platforms to keep the momentum behind it. We thank you very much indeed for your time and your consideration. Please also consider subscribing to Titch's excellent award-winning YouTube channel, Hammers Fans United. Again, the description will be in the description below, YouTube and Facebook. Please check him out. And as usual, guys, don't forget to drop a like on the stream, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and make sure you hit that bell icon to be notified of any new content as and when we upload it to the channel. And I'm going to do my usual sign out, which is, come on, you Irons.